Imagine fighting a war for 10 long years. Thousands of soldiers have died. Countless ships have crossed the sea. Entire cities have been destroyed. Yet victory remains impossible. Both armies are exhausted. Neither side is willing to surrender. Then one brilliant idea changes everything. Not through strength, not through numbers, but through deception. A single wooden horse would become one of the greatest military tricks ever recorded in history. Even today, more than 3,000 years later, the phrase Trojan Horse is used around the world to describe a hidden danger disguised as a gift. But what really happened? Was the Trojan Horse real? Or was it only a legend? This is the incredible story of the greatest deception in ancient history. Our story begins in ancient Greece. According to ancient tradition, a prince named Paris from the powerful city of Troy traveled to Sparta. There he met Helen, the wife of King Menelaus. Helen was famous throughout the ancient world for her extraordinary beauty. Many believed she was the most beautiful woman alive. What happened next changed history forever. Paris took Helen back to Troy. Some ancient writers claimed Helen willingly left with him. Others believed she had been kidnapped. Whatever the truth, King Menelaus considered it a terrible insult. He demanded revenge. His brother, King Agamemnon, gathered the greatest Greek kings and warriors from across Greece. Together they assembled a massive fleet of hundreds of ships and thousands of soldiers. Among them were legendary heroes such as Achilles, Odysseus, Ajax, and many others whose names would live forever. Their destination was the mighty city of Troy. Troy was no ordinary city. It stood behind enormous stone walls that were believed to be impossible to break. The city's location allowed it to control valuable trade routes between Europe and Asia. Its wealth attracted merchants from every direction. Its walls protected generations of kings and warriors. The Greeks believed the war would end quickly. Instead, it lasted for 10 exhausting years. Again and again, Greek soldiers attacked the walls. Again and again, they failed. The Trojans defended their city with incredible courage. Neither army could achieve victory. As the years passed, both sides suffered terrible losses. Food became scarce. Families waited endlessly for loved ones to return. Many soldiers who had arrived as young men grew old on the battlefield. The war seemed endless. During these years, many legendary battles took place. The greatest Greek warrior, Achilles, became famous for his unmatched skill in combat. It was said that no enemy could defeat him. His mere presence terrified Trojan soldiers. But even Achilles could not destroy the walls of Troy. Eventually, tragedy struck. According to legend, Achilles was killed after being struck by an arrow in his heel, the only vulnerable part of his body. His death deeply affected the Greek army. Morale collapsed. Many warriors wanted to return home. After 10 years of fighting, even the greatest army in Greece seemed ready to accept defeat. But one man refused to give up. His name was Odysseus. Unlike many warriors, Odysseus was known not only for bravery but also for extraordinary intelligence. He understood something important. If strength could not defeat Troy, perhaps intelligence could. Instead of attacking the walls, he decided to attack the minds of the Trojans. He proposed an unbelievable plan. The Greeks would build an enormous wooden horse, large enough to hide selected soldiers inside. The rest of the army would pretend to surrender. They would burn their camps, board their ships, and sail away from Troy. To anyone watching, it would appear that the long war had finally ended. Many Greek commanders doubted the plan. It sounded completely insane. Why would the Trojans ever bring such a strange object into their city? But Odysseus understood human nature. People often become careless after a great victory. The giant horse was presented as a sacred offering to the gods, a symbol of peace, a gift left behind by the defeated Greeks. Soon the Greek fleet disappeared beyond the horizon. From the walls of Troy, the citizens celebrated. After 10 long years, the enemy had finally gone. The streets filled with joy. Music echoed through the city. Families embraced one another. Children laughed. Soldiers believed they had achieved the greatest victory in Trojan history. Outside the city gates stood the enormous wooden horse. Some Trojans admired its size. Others questioned why the Greeks would leave such a magnificent object behind. One man became deeply suspicious. His name was Laocoon, a Trojan priest. He warned everyone not to trust the gift. According to ancient accounts, he famously declared, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts." He believed it was a trick. He urged the people to burn the horse immediately. Some citizens agreed with him. Others mocked his fears. Then, according to the ancient legend, something terrifying happened. 2 enormous sea serpents suddenly emerged from the sea. They attacked Laocoon and his 2 sons. The horrifying scene convinced many Trojans that the gods themselves had punished the priest for questioning the sacred offering. Fear replaced doubt. The warnings were ignored. Another Greek named Sinon, who had deliberately stayed behind, told the Trojans that the horse was built to honor the goddess Athena and would bring protection if taken inside the city. The story sounded convincing. The people believed him. Against all caution, the gates of Troy were opened. Thousands of citizens worked together to pull the gigantic wooden horse through the streets. The city celebrated throughout the night. Feasts filled every home. Wine flowed freely. Music, dancing, and victory celebrations continued until almost everyone fell asleep. No one realized that hidden inside the wooden horse were elite Greek warriors, silently waiting in complete darkness. They listened as the celebrations slowly faded. Then, deep in the middle of the night, when the city was completely silent, Odysseus gave the signal. The hidden soldiers quietly climbed out of the horse. They eliminated the guards protecting the city gates. Outside the walls, the Greek fleet had secretly returned under the cover of darkness. The gates were opened from the inside. Within minutes, thousands of Greek soldiers poured into Troy. The sleeping city had no chance to defend itself. The sleeping city had no chance to defend itself. Greek soldiers rushed through the streets, setting buildings on fire and defeating anyone who resisted. Within hours, the mighty city of Troy, which had survived 10 years of war, was destroyed from within. King Priam was killed, the royal palace was captured, and thousands of people either died or were taken as prisoners. The victory that the Greeks could never achieve through force was won through intelligence and deception. But one question still remains. Did the Trojan horse really exist? Historians still debate this mystery today. Some believe the horse was a real wooden structure, while others think it was only a symbol used in ancient stories. No physical evidence has ever been found to prove that the giant horse truly existed. Yet whether it was real or legendary, its message has survived for more than 3,000 years. The Trojan horse teaches us that the greatest victories are not always won by strength. Sometimes intelligence, patience, and strategy can defeat even the strongest enemy. Even today, the term Trojan horse is used to describe hidden dangers disguised as harmless gifts, proving that this ancient story still influences the modern world. The legend of Troy continues to inspire books, movies, and historians across the globe, making it one of the greatest stories ever told. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe to History Uncovered, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories from history.